Yo, what's up? Good morning. Recording this one early. Welcome back to another episode of the SWUS. Got the big SEC game here. Tennessee in Athens. Let's go.
Welcome to the SWUS. The SWUS. SWUS. Hey, get the SWUS.
All right, like I said, we got the Vols on the road in Georgia. As far as the line, I see 10s and 10.5s. So Georgia laying pretty big number here. Could be due to the fact that Nico might not play, and we'll talk about that in a second. Total sitting at 48.5. Take a look at the pie charts, and according to the data, action seems to be coming in on the Georgia side. About 60% of the tickets, about 75% of the money. But as I always say, take this data with a grain of salt. So let's get into this matchup, and we'll start with some head-to-head history. This has been a very one-sided rivalry. Georgia is 7-0 in their last 7. They've won 7 in a row against Tennessee. They're also 7-1 against the number in their last 8. So in the Georgia-Tennessee rivalry, if you've been taking Georgia blindly, you are up considerably here. I took Tennessee last year. I took the plus. I think I got it at like plus 9.5 last year. Didn't work out for me. Wasn't even close. So yeah, Georgia has owned Tennessee in recent years. So will that change this year? Well, we're looking at kind of two opposite offenses here. Tennessee, we know they got Nico, the superstar freshman quarterback, but actually this is an offense that wants to run the ball. They're 9th in rushing frequency so far this year. Georgia's 19th in passing frequency. So we got a heavy run-first offense against a heavy pass-first offense. Running the ball in Georgia might be a bit of a challenge. Look at Georgia's numbers against the run here. 16th in yards per carry allowed, 11th in success rate per rush, 4th in effective rush. Keep in mind, like I said earlier, Nico might not play in this game. He's in concussion protocol. I have no idea. I think it's a true toss-up. So Tennessee might be even more reliant on the run than they normally are. 33rd in yards per carry, 57th in success rate per rush, 31st in effective rush. Against this Georgia run defense, it's not exactly a great matchup. And it sucks that Nico gets hurt now before the Georgia game because he just seemed to be getting it together. In the last 2 games, 252 passing yards per game, 52.5% success rate per dropback, 8.9 yards per attempt compared to the previous 4 where they were really struggling to throw the ball. So Nico just seemed to be getting it together. Gets hurt, concussion protocol right before the biggest game of the year on the road at Georgia. And this is a Georgia pass defense that has shown us they're vulnerable. I mean, Ole Miss, Jackson Dart, they went off against Georgia. 263 yards through the air, 9.4 yards per attempt, success rate per dropback over 55%, and that was in shitty weather. They had no problems making throws against this Georgia defense. We also saw Jalen Milroe making throws in this Georgia defense. They put up like 45 points or whatever in that game. So as far as Georgia defending the pass, I'm not scared to fade that, but they have been really tough against the run. And if Nico's not playing, Tennessee's going to be really reliant on the run. And I just can't get there. Now, if Nico is going to play, I probably could get there, having some faith in this Tennessee offense. Okay, maybe they'll struggle to run the ball, but this is not the same Georgia pass rush that we've seen in years past. I believe their main guy was injured for a little bit this year, but still, I mean, 65th in pressure rate, 73rd in sack rate. This is not the same Georgia elite pass rush. Tennessee's offensive line has struggled a little bit in pass protection, but against Georgia, they might be able to give Nico some clean pockets to throw from. Nico, when given a clean pocket, has been excellent. A-, A-, B+. So if Nico plays in this game, I think he's able to make throws on this Georgia defense. Unfortunately, I don't know much about the backup. His name is, damn it, I just had a Gaston Moore. That's a 5th-year senior, I think, redshirt senior. Really, he has 42 career pass attempts. Don't really know much about him. But if Nico plays, I do think we can count on Tennessee making some throws. I mean, they're not going to go off on the Georgia defense in Athens, but I think they are able to make some throws. And they're going to have to, because I really don't know how effective the run game is going to be in this one for Tennessee. In their last 6 games, they're averaging just 3.98 yards per carry, 188 rushing yards per game, 42.8% success rate per rush. This is a team that wants to run the ball. They want to get the ball to Sampson. Hasn't been overly efficient. And Georgia on the season is allowing less than 3.5 yards per carry. 34.9% success rate per rush. So I don't know how effective the run game is going to be for Tennessee. They need Nico out there because I do think he's able to make some throws. But when we flip it around to the other side of the ball, this is where you can really find some value on Tennessee because that defense has been official all year. I was looking at this. Check this out. So no team has scored 20 points on Tennessee this entire season. Arkansas put up 19, Alabama 17, Kentucky 18, Florida 17. That one went to overtime too. No team has scored 20 points on Tennessee's defense the entire season. They're second in yards per play, second in success rate, elite against the run, elite against the pass, fourth in yards per carry allowed, second in success rate per rush. Georgia, as we know, an offense that wants to throw the ball. Run game hasn't really been there for Georgia. 83rd in yards per carry, 49th in success rate per rush. They've been completely reliant on Carson Beck making throws. 38th in yards per pass attempt, 29th in success rate per drop back. They're going to have their hands full in this one against this Tennessee defense. And Carson Beck has been struggling a little bit. Through their first 6 games, Georgia was averaging 318 passing yards per game. Success rate per dropback almost up at 50%, just about 8.5 yards per pass attempt. In their last 3 games, just 223 passing yards per game, 38.1% success rate per dropback, just 6 yards per pass attempt. Keep in mind, this is an offense that wants to throw the ball. That's their offense lives and dies by Carson Beck throwing the football. And in the last 3 games, they're averaging 6 yards per attempt. Not good. And like I said, this Tennessee defense has basically been as elite as it gets. The only team that was able to throw the ball in Tennessee all year was Arkansas. 297 yards, 9.9 yards per attempt, 53.1% success rate per dropback. But Taylon Green is mobile. Carson Beck is most definitely not mobile. Look at Tennessee's numbers against the pass in every other one of their games. Just 155.9 passing yards allowed per game. Success rate per dropback under 34%, 5.39 yards per pass attempt. So I truly don't trust Carson Beck. Now, the good news for Georgia is the offensive line has done their job in terms of pass protection. Haven't created a ton of space in the run game. Just 103rd in stuff rate, 91st in line yards. But pass protection's been pretty solid. We expected it to be one of, if not the best pass protection in college football this year. They're 26th in pressure rate allowed, 25th in sack rate. But they're definitely going to have their hands full in this one because this Tennessee defensive front, I would put it right up there next to Penn State, Ohio State, the best defensive front in college football. I mean, they're 7th in pressure rate, 47th in sack rate, 10th in line yards, 15th in stuff rate. And we've seen how Carson Beck handles pressure. It is not pretty. F QB rating, F turnover-worthy play rate, F yards per pass attempt when pressured. When given a clean pocket, obviously we know he can make some throws, but when pressured, it's been a nightmare for Carson Beck. And yes, Georgia's pass protection is elite, one of the best in the country. But Tennessee's pass rush, that defensive front is not a joke. They're going to be able to pressure Carson Beck. And can we really count on Georgia giving Carson Beck any run support in this game? I mean, in their last 3 games, they're averaging just 3.41 yards per carry. 47% success rate per rush is actually pretty good. But matched up against Tennessee, I mean, I suppose if you're betting Georgia, you can point at the fact that teams were able to run the ball in Tennessee a bit in their last 2 games. But as a whole, I mean, no one's been able to run the ball in Tennessee much this year. Like I keep saying, this defensive front has been about as good as it gets in college football. So where does that leave me in terms of placing a bet? Well, the total seems super high, 48.5 in a Tennessee game. Tennessee hasn't allowed a single team to score 20 points all season. So definitely leaning towards the under. As far as a side, I mean, if Nico plays, I'd probably be down to take a shot with the plus 10.5, but if he's not in there, I don't know enough about the backup quarterback. So give me the under. My pick for this game is the under. If Nico plays, I might throw a few dollars on Tennessee if it's still up at 10. Pretty much anything above 7, I would take a shot on Tennessee if Nico's playing, but under 48.5. If you'd like to see all the bets I currently have open, head over to KyleKirms.com and click on Open Bets. You'll see all mine as well as everyone on the staff here. If you sign up to Sauce Network Plus, it also comes with access to the Discord, and you can participate in the weekly betting league. $150 on one of these trophies go to the winner every single week. If you're interested, head over to the website and sign up. Let's have ourselves a good week here. See you on the live show, 10 a.m. Eastern Time, Saturday morning. Please remember to bet responsibly. Hit me up in the Discord if you need me.